Kumusta po kayo? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and let's learn Filipino today. Hello everyone, how are you? Thank you so much for your support and thank you for watching my videos. So I'm so thankful for you guys, and yeah, I've been reading all of your comments and a lot of people are requesting that I should make more Filipino grammar videos. So here it goes. So I have general rules in Filipino grammar for you, and I hope through this tutorial you can learn and understand Filipino effectively. So let's start. Alright. There are 4 general rules in Filipino grammar. We have here roots and affixes, sentence structure, pronunciation sounds, and markers. For this video, I will tackle about the roots and affixes because these general rules has a lot of components and it is a really wide topic. So let's dig in more for this roots and affixes right now. Okay. Roots and affixes in Filipino is like the same in English. Let's have an example for us to have a preview of what kind of discussion that we will have later. So let's have the word itim. Itim, black. So this itim is the root word. And let's have an example of an affix. We have here maitim. Maitim. Maitim, which means dark. Dark. And this word ma is an example of an affix. So the root word has been added with the affix ma, and the meaning changes into dark. Another example is itiman. Itiman, which means to darken. It's like an instruction. For example, okay, you darken this area. So it's like saying you color this part with a dark color, which means darken. Itiman. Here the root word itim has been added with the affix an. That's why we have itiman. Itiman. Another example is araw, which is sun. Araw. And we have here an affix ma. And if you will put it before the root word maaraw, maaraw, we will have maaraw, which means sunny. If the root word is araw, by adding ma at the beginning, we will have a new word for sunny. And also we have here another example. We have here paarawan. 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 And it's like giving an instruction of put this thing under the sun. Okay, did you get it? Again, paarawan. So as you can observe, an affix is placed here at the very beginning and at the end, and the root word is in between them. So it creates a new word or an instruction like this: put it under the sun. Since we have already an idea of what affixes and roots are, let's have with the ma affix. Ma. Okay. Here we have a pattern for you to familiarize. We have ma plus a noun, and it will create a Filipino adjective. Again, ma plus a noun. Let's have an example. Let's think of a noun. Here I have the word hirap. Hirap. It means difficulties or struggles. And let's try putting the ma at the very beginning. Now we will have a word, mahirap. 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 And it means difficult or poor. So originally it is from a noun word, and by adding an affix at the beginning, we will have an adjective, mahirap, which means difficult. It's like a difficult situation, or it's like describing a status in the economy that these people are in a poor situation. So let's have another example. Dumi. Dumi. Dumi, which means dirt. And let's add ma. We have madumi. Madumi. Madumi, which means dirty. Madumi. And the same pattern is applicable in this word, ingay. Ingay, which means noise. And by adding ma at the beginning, we will have maingay. 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 And it means noisy. So that's so easy, right? So don't forget the pattern ma plus a noun, because it will help you create a new word for a Filipino adjective. Since we are done applying ma into noun, let's have now the verb. So ma, if put before the verb, we will have now the chance to form an infinitive and imperative, and we can apply it in a future tense. So let's have an example. The word is nood. Nood. And it is pronounced like nood. Nood, which means to watch. If we will put ma at the beginning, we will have a new word, manood. Manood, which means to watch. And if we are going to apply it in the future tense, we have here the same thing, ma plus the root verb, but there's here an additional kind of affix here, no. And if you can observe, the first syllable no is just being copied. So we have now a double no. And by having this new word manonood, it means is going to watch. It means future tense. So if we will put it in a sentence, manonood siya. This means he or she is going to watch. And here, siya is like he or she in English. It can be spelled like this one, SYA, or in a formal setting, we put I. It's like siya. Siya. This is the formal. And this one is like, and this version is like the casual. So this is the casual form. So let's go back to the topic. When we say manonood, it means is going to watch. Let's have another example here. The verb is bath. In Filipino, it's ligo. Ligo. If we will add ma at the beginning, we have the new word maligo. Maligo, which means to take a bath. And it is the same here. The first syllable is being copied, and now we have doubled li. That's why we have a new word maliligo. Maliligo. In a sentence, let's have here, maliligo kami. Maliligo kami. Kami means we. Maliligo means is going to take a bath. So this sentence, maliligo kami, means we're going to take a bath. So yeah, I hope this kind of pattern is clear. Okay, here we have another kind of affix, and it is pa. Pa. We have here a pattern to remember when we want to use the affix pa, and this is pa plus verb. This formula is used when we want to ask for help or we want to ask for a request to someone in a polite manner. Let's have an example. The verb here is hiram. 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 Hiram, which means to borrow. Let's add pa at the beginning. We will now have a new word, pahiram. Pahiram. And it means we want someone to know that we will borrow this thing. Or it's like saying, can I borrow this? Can you lend me this? So if we will put it in a scenario, we say, pahiram naman. Pahiram naman. And it's like saying, can I borrow this? Would you lend me this? Yeah, it means like that. Another example is sakay. 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 Sakay, which means ride. And we have a new word, pasakay. Pasakay. And the same thing with pahiram, we add the word naman. Naman. And it's like saying, can you give me a ride? Like, can I ride for free? Can I ask for a hitch? It's like saying things in that way. Pasakay naman. Pahiram naman. So, that's in a polite way of asking for a hitch. Next verb is hugas. Hugas. And it means wash. If we will put pa, we will have a new word, pahugas. Pahugas. And it's like instructing someone to wash the dishes or clothes. So if you want to tell someone, can you please wash the dishes? So you say like, pahugas naman ng mga plato. Plato means dishes. Mga plato means, okay, again, plato means dish. Mga plato means dishes. Okay, when we say pahugas naman ng mga plato, it's like asking someone in a pleasing manner to wash the dishes. So here, pa is really important in asking for a favor in a polite way. So please familiarize these formula. Also, we have here an additional example using the same pa plus the root verb. And here we use it in giving directions. Lately, we use this pattern pa plus root verb in asking for a favor or a request. But now we are going to give instructions or directions. Let's have an example here. The verb is gilid. Gilid. And it means side. Side. Gilid. And if we will put pa at the beginning, we have here a new word, patagilid. Patagilid. If you can observe, we have here another affix, ta. It's like a special affix that we should put here to complete the thought. So if we will just say pagilid, it's understandable, but if we want to put it in a proper way, we should put ta, patagilid, and it means sideways. Another example is tayo. Tayo. You pronounce it in a fast pacing. Tayo. Tayo, which means stand. We have to remember that if we will change the pronunciation of this word, it means different thing. It could also mean we if we pronounce it tayo, like this. Tayo. If we will prolong the ta, tayo, it means we. But if we will read this or say this word faster, tayo, tayo, it means stand. If we want to say tayo, tayo, the meaning of that is we. Okay? So don't get confused about that. In this one, we will use tayo, which means to stand. If we will add pa as a prefix, we will have a new word, patayo. Patayo, which means to put in a standing position. So it's like giving an instruction that you should put it in a standing position. Patayo. Patayo. And next is we have here higa. Higa. So unlike tayo, higa doesn't have another meaning. But it is not right if we will pronounce it like higa. Higa. It's not common and it's unusual. So higa has only one pronunciation, and it is the fast one. Higa. Like tayo. Tayo. Higa. And higa means lay. If we will put pa, we will have a new word, pahiga. Pahiga, which means lay down or put it horizontally. Horizontally. Pahiga. Again, gilid. Patagilid. Tayo. Patayo. Higa. Pahiga. The next affix is na. The pattern for na is na plus root verb, and it will give us an idea that the thing is already done and it is done unintentionally. Let's have an example. The first verb is throw. In Filipino, it's tapon. 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 And if we will add na at the beginning, we will have a new word, natapon. Natapon. And it means thrown away unintentionally. The intentional version of tapon is itinapon. Itinapon. As you can see, the word tapon is still here, but it's just that an affixes has been added in this word at the beginning and at the middle. Itinapon. It means thrown away, but it is intentional. Another verb is read. Read, and it is pronounced like basa. Basa. We prolong this part, ba. Basa. Because if we will pronounce it more fast like basa, basa, it will have the meaning of wet. Basa. So let's focus first on this one, read, which is a verb. Basa. And by adding na at the beginning, we have now nabasa. Nabasa. It means it is now, that's the wet version. Nabasa. Nabasa. It means it's already wet, or it is now wet. But for the read version, which is a verb, we have nabasa. Nabasa. And it means already done reading it unintentionally. So it's just like you've read it before and it is not your intention to read it this time. So it's like you're done reading it and it's unintentional. It's just that, yeah, you've read it. Next is the intentional version of read, and it is binasa. Binasa. It's like you're reading it intentionally. So for the wet version here, we have basa. Basa. So for the na plus root verb, it is also applicable, but here it's like the exception because it is not a verb, because it is an adjective, right? So na plus an adjective could have a new word, nabasa. Nabasa, and it means it's already wet unintentionally. But if we put it in an intentional setting, we will have a word binasa. Binasa. It's like you put a water on that thing. That's why it got wet. Okay. Again, for read, we have basa. Nabasa. Binasa. For wet, we have basa. Nabasa. Binasa. And last example for na is salo. Salo. And it has the same thought with the word basa. You pronounce it with a more fast pacing. Salo. Basa. Salo means catch. And a new word for that is nasalo. Nasalo, it means caught something unintentionally. And if we will say that you caught, for example, the ball intentionally, we will have a version like this: sinalo. Sinalo. So we have here in as an affix at the middle. Sinalo. So again, let's have a review. Tapon. Natapon. Itinapon. Basa. Wet. Nabasa. Binasa. Basa. Read. Nabasa. Binasa. Salo. Nasalo. Sinalo. So let's focus here on the na plus root verb. And the only exception here is this word wet, which is an adjective, and it could have this kind of result. Like if we will put na at the beginning, we will have an unintentional thought of the thing that you want to say. Affixes are in and an. We have here two patterns to consider. The an is like this: root verb plus an. And we will have a new word, a Filipino word, which is a noun. Next is a root verb plus in. And it's like giving an instruction or command. So let's have an example. The first verb is kain. Kain. Kain, which means eat. If we will put an at the end, we have a new word, kainan. Kainan. And it is written like this. There's no spacing between the verb and the affix. So it's like kainan. And it means dining area or eating place. Instead of putting an, we have here in. And there's changes in the meanings. So we will have now a new word, kainin. Kainin. And it's like giving an instruction that you eat that. In Filipino, it's kainin mo iyan. Kainin mo iyan. So again, by adding an, we have the new word for a noun. And if we will use in, we can create an instruction or command. The next verb is luto. Luto, which means cook. And we put some emphasis in this first syllable, lu. Luto. Luto. Because if we will pronounce it in a fast manner, luto. Luto. It means cooked or already cooked. So these two things are different. Luto, it's cook or to cook. Luto, cooked or already cooked. Let's go back here. Luto. By adding an, we will have lutuan. Lutuan. And here, the letter O has been exchanged with the letter U. So that's the standard in Filipino. Is like O will be interchanged with U in this kind of example, because here the first word luto is a verb, and if we will put it in a noun, we will change this O into U. So now we have lutuan, means kitchen. And let's try with the in affix. We have here lutuin. Lutuin. And it's like saying lutuin mo ito. Lutuin mo ito. Ito means this. Lutuin is like cook. Mo is you. So it's like giving an instruction that you cook this. Lutuin mo ito. Next is, the next verb is drink. In Filipino, it's inom. Inom. If we will add an, we have here a word inuman. Inuman. It is a place where you drink, at the restaurant or at the bar. So inuman, we call it inuman. By adding in, we have here inumin. Inumin. We pronounce it in a fast way, inumin. So for example, if you want to say drink those, we say inumin mo yun, or inumin mo iyon. Yun is the short version, or it's like the contraction of the word iyon. Inumin mo yun. So I want you to remember that we should pronounce it in a fast way. Inumin. Inumin. Because if we will read or say it more like in a slow pacing, we will have inumin. Inumin. And it will become a noun. Noun, not a verb. So inumin will have a meaning of alcoholic beverages, alcoholic drinks, like that. So inumin, it's like we have here more emphasis on this area. No, inumin. Inumin, it means an alcoholic beverages. It's a noun. But if we pronounce it fast, inumin. Inumin, it's like straight. Inumin, it means an instruction. It's like a verb. It's a command. You drink this. Inumin mo ito. You drink those. Inumin mo yun. You drink that. Inumin mo iyan. So that's how it works. Next is mag. Mag plus noun will now show relationship. Let's have an example here. The noun is kasintahan. 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 Tahan. Kasintahan. And it means boyfriend or girlfriend. Kasintahan. By adding mag at the beginning, we have a new word, magkasintahan. Magkasintahan. It means they are together or they are in a relationship. Magkasintahan. Next is the next word is ina. Ina. And it pronounced like ina. Ina. It means mother. Mother. Mag-ina. It means mother and daughter or mother and son. Mag-ina. Mother and daughter. Next is kaklase. Kaklase. Ka-klase. And it means classmate. So kaklase came from the word klase, which means class. Kaklase means classmate. And magkaklase means they are classmates. It's like when we add mag at the beginning, we show relationship, or we want to tell about the relationship of those people, of those persons. So they are classmates. Again, kasintahan, magkasintahan, ina, mag-ina, kaklase, magkaklase. Next affix is Okay, is used in present or past tenses. So it is usually put at the middle of the verb. And let's have the first example here, eat. In Filipino, it's kain. Kain. So if we will put at the middle, we have here kumain. 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 In a sentence, we have kumain ka. Kumain ka. It means you eat. So for the present tense, we have here kumakain siya. Kumakain siya or siya. Kumakain siya. It means she or he is eating. I've already gave you a glimpse of this kind of pattern lately. If you can still remember that the first that the root word is still present, but the first syllable, which is ka, is being repeated. So there's here double ka in this kind of example here. Here we have kumain, right? Kuma is still present and in, making it kumain. But there's an additional syllable of ka. That's why we have kumakain. Kumakain siya. It means she is eating, he is eating. In a past tense, we have here just the simple kumain. Kumain. Kumain ako. I ate. Okay, next example is call. In Filipino, it's tawag. Tawag. If we will put we have a new word, tumawag. Tumawag. In a sentence, we have tumawag ka. tumawag ka. And it's like saying you call or you call me. Just call me. Tumawag ka. For the present tense, we have here tumatawag siya. Tumatawag siya. Tumatawag siya or siya. Still, it's the same thought. We have here tumawag. Tumawag. But the first syllable, ta, is being copied, or there's now a double ta, and it is placed here. So it's like this is the root word tawag, and these are just the additional and there's ta, so it's like tumatawag. Tumatawag siya. For the past tense, we have here tumawag. The same, tumawag. Tumawag na ako. By putting na, it signifies already. Or I'm done calling, or I called already. Tumawag na ako. Or, yeah, just simply saying tumawag ako. It means I called. But in a conversational way, we usually put na. Tumawag na ako. It means I called already. So the next example is laugh. It means, in Filipino it's tawa. Tawa. Laugh. We have here new word tumawa. 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 If we will put it in a sentence, we have here tumawa ka. Tumawa ka. It means you laugh. Tumawa ka. In a present tense, we have here tumatawa siya. Tumatawa siya. He or she is laughing. And it is the same. Tawa is still present. Tumawa is still present. It's just like we have here an additional syllable. Ta. Tawa. Tumatawa. And if we will put it in a past tense, we have here tumawa. Tumawa. And if we want to say I laughed, tumawa ako. Tumawa ako. So again, kain, kumain, kumakain, tawag, tumawag, tumatawag, tawa, tumawa, tumatawa. Another example of affix is pala. Pala. We will use pala in this way. Pala plus noun means an habitual action. So let's have this first example. Smile. In Filipino, it's ngiti. Ngiti. If we add pala at the beginning, we have here a new word, palangiti. Palangiti. And it is written as, there's no spacing, and at the middle it's like this. Palangiti. And it means smiley. Smiley. It's like a person who always like to smile. Palangiti. We describe that person as palangiti. And it's an habitual act of that person to always wear a smile. Palangiti. So if we will add siya, it's now a sentence. Palangiti siya. Palangiti siya. And it means she is a smiley person. Palangiti. Next is the noun kaibigan. Kaibigan. Or it is also pronounced as like this. kaibigan. Yeah, like this. Kai or kai. Kaibigan. Kaibigan. Like that. Both pronunciations are correct. Kaibigan. Kaibigan. And it means friend. So we add pala at the beginning. We will have a new word, pala kaibigan. Pala kaibigan. You pronounce it like this, pala kaibigan. And it means friendly. Friendly. We can say that that person is really friendly. Pala kaibigan. So, just simply adding siya again, we can say that he or she is friendly. Pala kaibigan siya. Pala kaibigan siya. And that's another correct sentence. Next is joke. A noun, joke. And it is biro in Filipino. Biro. We add pala at the beginning and we will have a word palabiro. Palabiro. It means a joker or someone who always likes to tell a joke. A joker. Palabiro. So again, can you create a sentence using this one? Alright, so yeah, we can use this pattern or we can just simply add siya at the end. Palabiro siya. Palabiro siya. And it means he or she is a joker or he or she likes to tell a joke. So yeah, that's pretty easy, right? Adding pala plus a noun, and it will now describe a person or the way they act or it talks about their habits. So ngiti, palangiti. Kaibigan, kaibigan, pala kaibigan. Biro, palabiro. Biro, palabiro. That is the affix mala. Mala. Mala plus noun is used to excessively describe a thing or a person or a happenings. So let's have an example here. A noun, angel. In Filipino, it's anghel. Anghel. If we add mala at the beginning, we have here a new word, malaanghel. We pronounce it like this, malaanghel. Malaanghel. And the way we write it is like this. We put some spacing from the affix to the root word, noun, malaanghel. And it's a new phrase or a word for angelic. We can use this to describe a voice or a face. Malaanghel. Malaanghel na boses. We add like this, na boses. If we want to say angelic voice in Filipino, it's like malaanghel na boses. Boses is voice. Na is like the thing that is the particle that we use to pinpoint the subject, voice. Malaanghel is like the adjective, and it is used to describe this voice. Malaanghel na boses, angelic voice. Next is the noun rose. It's rosas. Rosas. By adding mala, we have malarosas. Malarosas. It means rosy. Rosas, rose. By adding mala, malarosas. It means now rosy. So it's like rosy cheeks, or we can also use it to describe colors. Rosy colors or rosy clothes. Things like that. And next example is paradise. In Filipino, it's paraiso. 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 By adding mala, we have a new word for paradise. And it's malaparaiso. Malaparaiso. It's like it's so beautiful and it looks like a paradise. It's heavenly. So we usually use this to describe a place or a beach, a scenery, a mountain. So malaparaiso, paradise like. So this is for mala and how we use this. The next affix that you have to learn is pang. Pang. By using pang, we can have now an idea on how to use a thing. So the pattern is pang plus noun or a verb. Let's have this example here. Sabon. Sabon. It means soap. By adding pang at the beginning, we have now a new word, pang, kamay. And it will turn into like this. It's a one word, pangkamay. Pangkamay. It means hand soap. Hand soap. So this soap is a noun. And there's different kinds of soap. So if you want to tell that this is the specific use of that soap, we will use this affix pang and the noun for that. So here, pang and kamay. So it's like kamay is the hand. This is the noun, hand. And by adding pang, we can know that the function of this soap is for hands. That's why we have hand soap. Next is still sabon. Sabon, which is also a soap. Sabon, soap. And we have here the noun ligo. The verb ligo. And it's like bath, taking a bath, ligo. By adding pang at the beginning plus the verb, we can create the word pangligo. Pangligo. And it now will help us identify that this soap is used for taking a bath, and it's a bath soap. Next is luto. Luto. And it means cook. Again, can you still remember what's the meaning of luto? Luto. Right, that's cooked with ed at the end, cooked. But if we pronounce it like luto, it's cook. That's correct. So if we put here pang at the beginning, pangluto. Pangluto. So we can say that the thing is used for cooking generally. And some examples of those things are utensils, frying pan, knives, and other things. Okay, that's the first general rule that we have to learn in Filipino grammar, and that's for the root and affixes. So that's pretty much, but yeah, I know you can do it. Just practice making new words out from the vocabularies that you've learned, especially the verbs and the nouns. So with that, with the proper use of these affixes, you can create new words and it will help you enhance in Filipino. So to wrap up everything, we have here ma. And ma plus noun will create Filipino adjective. And then ma is also used in forming infinitive and imperative. And we could apply this in future tense. So next is we have pa. The pattern is pa plus verb, and we use it in asking for help. So yeah, pa plus verb. Next is na, and the pattern is na plus the root verb, and it means now or already done unintentionally. Next, affixes in and an. We have here two patterns. The root verb plus an. We can have a noun out from this one. And a root verb plus in, we use it in giving instruction or command. We have also mag plus noun. We show relationship, or we can say the relationship of those individuals using these pattern mag plus noun. An example of this is magkasintahan. Magkasintahan. They are in a relationship or they are together. Next is It is used in present or past tenses. So, yeah. Kumain. Kumakain. So, things like that. And next is pala. Pala. Kaibigan, which is a noun. And by adding pala, we have a new word, pala kaibigan, which describes a person who is friendly. Pala kaibigan. It shows or describe an habitual action of a person. Pala plus noun, we use it in this way. So next is mala plus noun, and we use it to describe a thing, a happenings, or even a scenery in an excessive manner. For example, the noun paradise. If we add mala at the beginning, we have mala paraiso. Mala paraiso. And it means that this place is so heavenly and it's like paradise, like mala paraiso. And the last one is pang. We have here pang plus noun or verb, and we use this to indicate the use of a thing. For example, we have a thing called soap. In Filipino, it's sabon. Sabon. And by adding pang at the beginning of the word kamay, which means hand, we can now identify that the use of the soap is for hand. So, for example, pang plus kamay, we can create a word hand soap. Pangkamay. Pangkamay. Hand soap. And that's the use of that soap. So, this is all for today. I hope you've learned something. And yeah, if you have some questions or if you're confused about something, you can comment it down below. And yeah, I hope everything is clear to you. Yeah, you can also create new words out from these affixes. You can try applying this to the vocabularies or words that you know, especially the noun and the verbs. So, yeah, just enjoy and have fun learning Filipino. Maraming salamat po. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and also please like and share our videos. That means a lot, and yeah, I hope I could help you in this way. If you have some suggestions, please comment it. I'm really excited to read all of your comments. So, yeah, I hope you're all staying safe and see you in our next videos. Bye-bye! Maraming salamat po!